All right, shalom, shalom. Another GMS lesson coming back at you. Before we do get into this lesson, we want to start by giving our honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Next up, double honors to our apostles, elders, great millstone, taught us the 100% truth of the Bible, and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. You know, it's the brothers from the GMS North Carolina camp, the Raleigh camp. We were able to get up together to put together a Lord one edifying lesson on division, man. You know, the spirit of division, right? It ain't gonna be unity and people coming together and things going back to normal as they were. The prophecies of the Bible are picking up, and the spirit that the Lord got this place in is the spirit of division, man. Right? So we just gonna kick it off and jump straight into it.
Yep.
The only yeah. Not just the only unification that's gonna come is gonna come under the names of Yahweh Shemiah Shai when he ushers in the kingdom of heaven, man. And everybody's gonna be worshiping him, man, including you heathens. And when the Lord sets everything up, but there ain't gonna be no unification under this wicked, sinful power structure that's set up here by Esau eating the so-called white man.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
That's right. There's a time, basically saying there's a time and a place for everything, man. And right now, this ain't the time to be coming together, kumbaya and up, and all this other stuff with. And it's never been a time to be getting together with these heathens, man. Right, or doing anything of that nature. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, the spirit that you should be in right now is separating yourself away from the world, man. That spirit of not wanting to be joined hand in hand with this world, because if you understand, if you have the eyes to see, you will know that this place is about to go down, man. This place is ripping itself from the inside out, man. Right? And well, go ahead, you can keep doing that.
Jumping down to verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate.
Yeah, a time to love and a time to hate. Right? So when we are out there on the highways and byways and we're talking about how we hate this and we hate that, and that lets you know that all love doctrine is baloney, man. There's a time to hate. This world is being ran in wickedness. The scriptures say the Lord hateth abominations, and those that fear him love it not. So we're on the same type of time that the Most High is on. There's a time to love, there's a time to hate, and there's nothing to love about what's being done in the world right now. The scriptures say that wickedness has exceeded, polluted the whole earth, man.
A time of war and a time of peace.
A time of war and a time of peace. And all you gotta do is look at what's going on in the world, and you know this ain't no time for peace, man. The Lord is stirring this place up. You got uproars of the people. You got uproars here in the Americas. You got uproars over there in Sri Lanka. You got uproars in various other places on the face of the earth, right? You still got these wars brewing, wars and rumors of wars brewing between Russia and Ukraine, right? Creating further more and more division, right?
That's it on that.
Yep. Creating further more division on how these other countries are watching how I seen an article that was put out saying that um, America's propaganda is lying about what's going on in the rest of the world, talking about how we're supporting Ukraine. So these other nations are seeing the BS that America's about, right? And they ain't trying to hear it no more, man. Sooner or later, these other nations are gonna be picking a side, letting you know, showing you that division, right? People are gonna be choosing sides, man, picking who they want to step aside. We know that the end of America is going to be that nuclear destruction from all these other nations, man. So we already know how it's going to turn out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The burden of Egypt. So like you, this is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
That's right. And what's the modern day Egypt here in America, man? Right? You got that Roe versus Wade, the turnover of the abortion and stuff like that. I think that half the states are for it, and the other half of the states are not. That's splitting the country right down the middle. That's division right there in itself, man. You got some people saying the abortions is okay. You got some people saying that is wrong, and they want their women's rights. That's splitting the people, right? Same thing that was just happening with the unmaxed and the max. So what? All these things, and these are just a few things, but what? It's going to ramp up. Sooner or later, it's going to be, people are going to be literally fighting over these things that they believe in, man. Picking sides and choosing what's going on. City against city, neighbor against neighbor, right? That was it on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is St. Matthew, chapter 10, verse 30. So like it. St. Matthew, chapter 10, verse 35.
35, yeah.
Yep. Found come to set a man at variance against his father.
You can
Manifest start up.
Yeah, you get yep.
This say Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
That's the Lord speaking, man. He said, think not that I came to send peace, but what? A sword. That sword is representation of destruction, man. So the Lord, even the Lord ain't with no peace coming to this place, right? You know.
Verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father,
Mm-hmm.
and the daughter against her mother,
Mm-hmm.
and the daughter-in-law against mother-in-law.
Yep. Yep. And that's what's happening. We can see that something just happened like that. Not to get too personal, but the guy up here, there's a guy up here in Raleigh that just got killed in the middle of the mall by his girlfriend's father. If that's not the exact situation that we're talking about, showing itself forth, the Lord is not playing, man. When you do something that the father don't like to his daughter, and what he do, he blaming you down right in the middle of the mall. But what? These situations is gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse, man.
Verse 36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Yep. And his own foes should be those of his own household. Your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin, the people that you think is supposed to be on your same page, right? Because once stuff gets serious, once it's a decision between who gets to eat tonight, or whose kid gonna get fed tonight, or who gonna eat this, or this and that, or where we gonna stay, or what we gonna do about this. Once these decisions become life and death, people are gonna do whatever they can. The people are gonna be real desperate out here, man.
Mm-hmm. There's St. Luke, chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and what will I if it already be kindled?
That's right. What that means, the Lord gonna bring more fire, man. Because when the Lord show up on this, by the time the Lord showed up on the scene, this place gonna be up in flames anyway, man. But that's not gonna stop the Lord from doing what He said He was gonna do, man. To give His to render His anger with fury and His rebuke with flames of fire. You got it.
Verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth.
Well, he about to hit the hammer on the nail twice, man. Suppose ye that I come send peace on earth.
I tell you nay, but rather division.
But rather division, man. That's the Lord speaking. So that's red letter, man. Yep, you got it.
Verse 52. From henceforth there should be 5 in one household,
Mm-hmm.
divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3.
That's right. Because what people are going to be like I said before, these times that's coming. If you can get just to prove that, if you can get 2 Timothy 3:1 real quick. Yep, 2 Timothy 3:1. Because what, man? These read it. Yep, it's like. Yep, you got it.
This 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
That's right. When we're definitely in the last days, man. Right? I said the same thing every time the Lord was on the scene preaching that the kingdom of heaven was at hand. That was over 2,000 years ago, man. So how much more now, man? We're in the last hours, minutes, seconds of the last days, and what perilous times are coming? Not coming, but they're here, man. Right? These perilous times. That word perilous goes into risky, dangerous, right? Full of risk. So going back to that St. Luke, right, and that division in the household. These perilous times, these risky times, you might have one people in the home saying, "Hey, man, Let's go about it like this. Let's do it like this. Let's not cook this tonight. Let's not set this fire tonight. Let's not do this. Nah, man, I got to do it. I got to have it. So what? Mud's gonna be going in. Mud's not gonna be caring, right? Like Lord willing, if we get it, it's gonna be neighbor against a neighbor should have no pity against his neighbor. That same person that you know for 20, 25 plus years, once it's a life or death situation, you think you're gonna give a damn about what you think?
Back in St. Luke chapter 12, verse 53, the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Division, man. At odds with each other. People that's supposed to be your kinfolk, your family, right? Not seeing eye to eye, and these situations are gonna be dire, man. Okay.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 16. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another.
Sedition among men, and we saying that we bring up these uproars of the people of the world, sedition among men, uprising against people. You got people in Sri Lanka tossing government official cars in lakes, man. They're not giving a damn about the higher ups, man. You got it.
It says, in invading one another, they should not regard their kings nor princes.
They're not gonna care about the president, the prime minister, the mayors, the governors, the police officers, the deputies, the sheriffs. None of that, man.
It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yep, and it's gonna get so bad out here that you're only gonna be able to do you're only gonna be able to do all those people outside of the hope for elect, right? Lord, when we be a part of that number of the elect, you're only gonna be able to do whatever you can, man, at that time, man. If you clicked up with other people, you're gonna be getting over on other people. If you wandering around by yourself, you're only gonna be able to just get ahead with what you can, man. Right? But those of us of the hope for elect, we're gonna be protected in that time, man. Lord, when we're part of that number, and you can read to it.
Verse 17: a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able.
Martial law.
Verse
literally dividing the lands up, because if you're stuck in one city when this stuff go down, that's where you're gonna stay, unless you got government security clearance or something.
That's right. Verse 18: for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
You got it. Yep.
Verse 19: a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword, and shall spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So for the lack of bread and for great tribulation, you got people that you know for years going upside your head when it's their baby crying who ain't ate in 2 or 3 days, but you got food in the house, right? They're gonna be using with swords in their hands, going up against one another. Sword is any killing instrument. So basically, in these times, it's gonna be whatever this person can do to get the upper hand of the next person is what they're gonna do, man. You know, so that's the point right there. That's just that division that's gonna be apart, man. Ain't gonna be no unity and clicking up. Like the scripture said, since iniquity abound, the love of many have waxed cold, man. So that's exactly what times we're heading into, man. So with that, we just gonna go ahead and close it out, giving peace and love to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.